and unfortunately, even when you do your job, things go bad. That particular one, with the heat, that was with they didn't have enough heat, so they were using the ovens, or something catches fire, and instead of closing the doors, the fire finds the path of least resistance, which is why it went from the first floor all the way up to the 5th floor.
I do not know you, but I am your brother.
You do not know me, but I am your protector.
I will run into a burning building to save your life.
Though I do not know your name, I will take a bullet for you.
Though we've never met,
I believe in duty and sacrifice
of self.
Your family is my family.
Is my family. Your life is my duty.
What's going on, guys? Time for another episode of Behind the Uniforms. For those of you who have never seen the show, the way that it works is that we invite a guest on, military, veteran, first responder, active, retired, doesn't matter. They come on the show, they tell us about a good day, tell us about a bad day, and if they've got their own business, a little shameless plug. So why don't we start by you tell them all, well, first of all, where we are and who you are.
So my name is Doug Kowalski. We're here in Somerset, New Jersey, in beautiful Somerset County. What I do for a living, I work for the Franklin Township Fire Prevention Office as I'm a fire marshal, which basically we do everything from inspections of buildings to tests of hydrants and fire prevention systems, and we're also the firemen or the firefighters for the town, as well as everybody else in here. As a volunteer organization, we're the only paid people during the day.
So did you catch that episode that we did of The Real Man Show where I was a firefighter for a day?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
How'd
yeah.
I do?
It looked a little dangerous for you. How did you feel about doing that?
I'm good, man. Like,
Yeah.
You guys could keep that. We could throw in some footage of that. I was hoping my wife thought that I looked really sexy in a fireman's uniform, but.
Well, that's the only reason I do it.
So, where do you want to start? You know how the show works. You want to talk about a good day first or a bad day?
I guess we'll talk about a good day. A good day is anything that's not a bad day, to be honest with you. A good day could be anything from, as I said, what we do. I could be going on a fire and everybody gets out alive, and it's just property, which I guess is a good day for us. Maybe not so much for the homeowner, except that nobody got hurt. A good day could be when nothing happens. That could be somewhat of a boring day. A bad day is when someone dies. So, and unfortunately, we have some of them. Not too many of them, which is a good thing.
You know, it's been crazy the last 6 months. We've seen such extreme conditions in firefighting. We've seen the wildfires out in California with some extreme temperatures, to New York City, the apartment fires where the stairwells were basically frozen waterfalls. You experience, I'm sure, very varying conditions out here. What's that like?
Well, it's interesting you brought up New York, such as what happened in the Bronx, and part of our job is for inspections is to make sure that things are kept safe. And unfortunately, even when you do your job, things go bad. That particular one, with the heat, that was with they didn't have enough heat, so they were using the ovens, or something catches fire, and instead of closing the doors, the fire finds the path of least resistance, which is why it went from the 1st floor all the way up to the 5th floor, and caused that thing to happen. So we try to let people know the proper way to, if something does happen, what the proper procedure would be. Close the doors. Of course, if you have fire, some type of equipment such as smoke detectors, that you make sure they work and you test them so that you know that they're working. And that's kind of the challenge to have, is to get that message out to everybody that you can prevent things if you're proactive as opposed to reactive.
Well, and a lot of people don't talk about the fact that some of us, some people care for other members of their family who can't necessarily check their own smoke detector. So especially at this time of year, I think it's an important reminder to everybody. You have a company outside of here as well.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, a partner and I, we started a company called the Hose Dummy Company. Now it's Doug's Hose Dummies, because we've parted ways. But basically what I do is hose that fails its tests. Every year you have to test your hose at the fire department, and if it fails, usually it gets thrown away. What I've done is I've taken that hose and I make basic props out of it that look like people. I have 4 different models, actually a 5th one, which is a custom sized one, and people use them for training. So You don't necessarily have to worry if it gets hurt because it's a dummy, but it's a good way to take care of otherwise garbage and a little bit of extra money that I can make on the side. So I make them.
If anyone wants to donate hoses, can they?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, sure. My website's dougshosedummies.com, and you can see all the information on there.
How big do these things get?
Well, as I said, I have 4 standard models and 1 custom model. The smallest one, we call it the Junior. He's about 5'6", maybe 60 pounds. And it goes up to my fourth model is what we call the Big Mac. And he's about 150, 160 pounds, 6'2". Sometimes they vary because obviously they're older.
You've done a bigger guy than that.
So there was one I did make the custom, and I made it for a first aid company. They wanted to train with a bariatric patient, bariatric being the big people that they have to rescue. So they wanted one about 400 pounds. So I made
They
it.
modeled that after me.
Yeah,
as
him.
The Big Mac, the real Big Mac.
He's a little bit bigger than you, a lot bigger than you. So they used them for, just to, sometimes you have to move these people, they fall, and you just have to pick them up, which is in itself a problem, and that's what they wanted to simulate.
What does America mean to you?
America, okay, well, America is opportunity, pride, baseball, football, hot dogs, freedom, everything that we do is because of what, such as my father who's sitting right across the room, fought for. And America is displaying the flag, and I don't like when I don't see people displaying that, but everybody has their right, and that's part of America and freedom is you have the right to say and do, I guess, what you want, whether I agree with it or not.
And we have the right to call them idiots.
And we certainly can, absolutely, and I have.
For those of you who are watching right now, we're actually out here in New Jersey because we just had the blessing of interviewing your father as a World War II veteran. So we're out here with the guys from Enforce filming that, capturing his story. So I hope you guys will all check that out because that was really an honor. So thanks for lunch.
No problem.
Thanks for having us out.
Okay.
And, guys, thank you for taking the 2 seconds it's going to take to hit that share button and share this video. So check out his website. Thank you all. God bless America.